Ladies and gentlemen, most of the seating in the main grandstand is now full. We recommend that you try either the seating on the north end or the seating on the south end of the stadium. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the main grandstand is almost full, so we recommend that you try to find seating on the north and south ends of the stadium, and there's also space in the east bleachers. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, the main bleachers are now completely full, and most of the north and south end are full also. There's still some seating in the east bleachers, but we're pretty much standing room only from now on. The ceremony will begin in approximately 5 minutes. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please rise and welcome the Eastern Oregon University graduating class of 2017.
spectacular day for such a joyous occasion. We are truly blessed here at Grand and at Eastern Oregon University. Thank you for joining us. During the past year, we've made new friends and acquaintances, but also lost. I would like to start our ceremony by observing a moment of silence in their honor. You will notice a Hawaiian theme among some of the faculty. They're wearing Hawaiian print tam covers in honor of longtime EOU faculty member, Dr. Denny Slanger, who passed away in April. Denny's summer attire always included Hawaiian shirt. Denny is fondly remembered by his colleagues and students. As a teenager, I had the privilege of meeting Dr. Swanger, his wife, and 2 daughters when our families were in Micronesia together. Dr. Swanger will always be remembered for his contributions to its students and the EOU. Will the faculty who are wearing the special tam covers please tip your heads in honor of your colleague, Dr. Denny Swanger. Thank you. This is the happiest day of the year at Eastern Oregon University. We mark the importance of the day with the solemnity of centuries-long ritual, and we celebrate. We celebrate because today, like no other, captures why we are here and why we enjoy being here. We celebrate first and foremost, of course, the graduates, of whom we all are proud. Along with the graduates of Eastern Oregon University, we also celebrate Oregon Health and Science University's 36th commencement and Oregon State University's 31st commencement here in the Grand. I will now introduce those joining me on stage today. As I introduce you, please stand and remain standing, and I would ask that the crowd, please hold your applause until I have introduced everyone. I would first like to acknowledge honored guest and keynote speaker, the Honorable David Panuelo, representative for the state of Pohnpei in the 20th Congress of the Federated States of Micronesia. I would also like to welcome Congressman Panuelo's guest, Patricia Moore. Also joining me are Dr. Sarah Witt, Provost and Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs, Charlotte Bowers, President Scholar, Dr. Lacey Carpillo, Vice President of Student Affairs, EOU Board Trustees Bobby Connor, Dixie Lund, Cheryl Martin, Abel Mendoza, Richard Shaw, George Mendoza, Brad Stevens, Bill Johnson, Nicola Monza, Linda Giraffi, and Helen Moore. Dr. Dan Milkey, Dean of the College of Business and Education. Dr. Regina Brocker, Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences. Dr. Carla Hagan, Campus Associate Dean, Oregon Health and Science University School of Nursing here at EOU. Dr. Penny Deagle, Assistant Dean of Academic Programs and Associate Professor of Applied Economics, College of Agricultural Sciences, Oregon State University. Dr. Patricia Kennedy, Interim Director of the OSU Agriculture and Natural Resources Program. Lieutenant Colonel Dominic Cox, Deputy Commander of 82nd Troop Command Brigade and former Eastern Oregon University Professor of Military Science. Captain Jorge Deanda, Eastern Oregon University Military Science Professor, and also distinguished guests of David Panuelo, Steve and Evelyn Donnell. Join me. Thank you. You may be seated. Seated with our graduates today are two of our colleagues who were selected for special recognition. Dr. Kelly Rice and Ms. Chris Cronin, will you please stand to be recognized? Dr. Rice is our 2017 recipient of the Distinguished Faculty Award, and she is very deserving of that. And Ms. Cronin is our 2017 Distinguished Administrative Professional Award recipient. Thank you for all you do for this university. I would now like to recognize colleagues who have retired this year. If you are here today, please stand, and we thank you for your service. Ken Bush, Steve Clements, Chris Cronin, Chip Ettinger, Ellen Krieger, Marion Monk, Dan O'Grady, Scott Smith, and Bob Swalberg. These individuals have served Eastern Oregon University with great distinction for many years. We will miss your experience, wisdom, and professionalism. We wish you well as you move to the next chapter. Eastern Oregon University has a long history of serving the higher education needs of the people of the Pacific Islands. As a teenager, I was blessed to call Micronesia home for approximately 10 months when my father served as the director of Eastern Oregon University's Micronesian program on Moen Truck, which is now Winnow Chuk. It is a time that I remember fondly, and it resonates with me today. EOU has long been a home away from home for generations of Pacific Island students. In recognition of the significant contributions the students and alumni from Micronesia make to our university, community, and region, and beyond, I'm delighted to introduce our keynote speaker and a fellow alum, Congressman David Penuello. Congressman Penuello is the 4-year term representative for the state of Ponte in the 20th Congress of the Federated States of Micronesia. He is in his 4th year as chairman of the Congressional Standing Committee on Resource and Development. He also serves as a member of the Congressional Committees on Health and Social Welfares and External Affairs. As a serving chairman and Congressman Penuello is one of the ranking members of the Committee on Ways and Means. As an EOU student in the mid-1980s, Congressman Penuello wrote to the President of his country, urging leaders of his nation to start a trust fund to secure the financial readiness of his nation. As a student, he had a vision, and when he was selected to the Federated States of Micronesia Congress, he turned that vision into reality. He, along with fellow active members of Congress, worked to build the FSM Trust from $7 million to well over $100 million in just 3 years. Additionally, Congressman Penuello was named to the newly formed Joint Compact Review and Planning Committee. This committee will renegotiate the expiring provisions of the Compact of Free Association. This is a treaty between the government of the Federated States of Micronesia and the United States. The Compact of Free Association is a unique political, economic, and security alliance that allows FSM citizens to serve in the U.S. Armed Forces and allows visa-free access to the United States to pursue education, work, and establish residency. It is with great pride that I say Congressman Penuello is a mountaineer. He is a seasoned diplomat who has spent over a decade representing his nation and government in various high-level settings across the Asia-Pacific region throughout the Americas and European continents. Please give a warm welcome to Congressman Penuelo.
Well, Tom, you're very, very generous. Thank you. Kaselelie, Rananin, Moketin, Lenwo, Yokwe, Hali, Afade, Taloba, Kiorana, and of course, Aloha. If I kept going with the many Pacific greeting words from our Pacific Islands, my 20 minutes of allocated time for my speech will have run out. Thank you. It is with great honor that I stand before you today, as our President of EOU has put it, the happiest occasion of the year, here to celebrate the achievement of the hard work that EOU faculty and staff have done over the years and that the students have accomplished over the years that we are celebrating today. When I received a call from the U.S. Embassy staff in Bombay, the capital of the Federated States of Micronesia, a couple of months ago, I believe, and the person that passed the message to me was an EOU alum as well. And the message was that the president of EOU was wanting my contact so that he could get in touch with me to set up a phone meeting. When I heard about that, the news, I said to myself, oh my, did I still hold something at EOU? Thank you. Little did I know that the call was to extend the invitation to me. And when I got to talk to Tom over the phone, and thanks to Heather, we spoke about Micronesia because I didn't know that Tom had some experience and spent 8 to 10 months in Wenochuk, as he has said it. So thank you, thank you. You know, in our islands, this morning when I woke up, it was kind of looking like it was going to rain. But look at how the weather turned out today. It's just so beautiful. But even if it rained, you know, our islands are really good in making up stories to go with the weather. And when it rains, it's a sign of abundance. And today, it's almost raining this morning, but it turned out so good because we are reaping the abundance of the hard work that we are witnessing today with the EOU graduates of 2017. Thank you. In keeping with tradition, as I am a politician, we always do recognition of the officials and faculty that are here. So I will first join Tom, our president of EOU, Mr. Ainscoe, to recognize those who are here amongst us. And first, of course, I want us to jointly recognize the president of our beautiful institution here, Eastern Oregon University, Mr. Tom Ainscoe. I had a longer list to go through, but I abbreviated it this morning because I'm allotted 20 minutes. And I know I might speak over the allotted time. Tom, I want to recognize your cabinet, faculty and staff of EOU. I want to also recognize David Nelson, who is the chairman of the EOU Board of Trustees, important position, and other EOU Board of Trustee members. Let's give them a round of applause. Thank you. Yesterday, we were fortunate to join the award ceremony in the State Hall. And I want to, on behalf of all of us again, because this is a significant achievement, recognize the recipients of the Students Award, Academy Award, and the President's Scholar, who we had the opportunity of having conversation last night at Tom and Emily's house. So, on behalf of all of us, including the graduates today, the EOU 2017 graduates, can I hear a very big round of applause? Can we give them all, the recipients of the awards and the graduating class, a very big round of applause? Thank you, thank you. You know, when I first came to this town in 1983 as a student coming from a very much smaller town than La Grande, when I first came to this town in the summer of 1983, I saw a sign, not from heaven. I saw a sign from a window of a Greyhound bus that says, "Turn your clocks 100 years back. You are entering the town of La Grande." Well, you know, coming back around this time, I kind of feel that it's still the same. Not much change has happened. And I was tempted to ask Tom whether he was the one who took the sign down, which says, "Turn your clocks 100 years back." Coming back to EOU, I just couldn't contain my excitement. I got into La Grande Saturday late afternoon, and even though I was tired, we drove around and looked at the apartments that I used to live in. And one was at the 8th Street, just below the in-law hall. And then one is at Miocene, or the Miocene and King's apartments. And as I said, nothing much has really changed since 30 years ago. Moving around as a student then, as I am sure students now feel, or in those days, moving around in those days, it was easy. All my worldly belongings could fit into one luggage. That was all I had, and that was all I needed. Another thing I tried to verify when I came here, because when I became a diplomat and was serving in the Fiji Islands at the Embassy of the Federated States of Micronesia, I ran into an alum from EOU who was playing in the football team at the time. And you know, he said, "Hey, Dave, could you tell me whether that buffet place down in La Grande is still open? Because and you know, the Samoans and the Pacific Islanders, they play so much and have a lot of energy. When they eat, they really eat, you know. So I went to verify a place that used to be called Chuck Wagon. It was a buffet place that we normally go to and eat. And I said, "Why?" And someone friend who's an EOU alum said, "Well, we were told that Chuck Wagon was profitable until the Samoans arrived in town." Well, on a more serious note, I decided I would do a compendium of short stories of my own to share with you today, because EOU is a very special place to me. You are all very special to me, because my loyalty to EOU is just so great. Every time I had the opportunity to visit La Grande, I would come back and visit La Grande over the years. If you are as loyal as I am here today, all of you graduates, faculty, staff, and families who are here to cheer for our graduates. Can we show it again? Can we show that we are so loyal to EOU? And can I hear it loud from all of you? You see, you graduates are very fortunate. Our Micronesian and international students are also fortunate, because I will tell you, you were already smart and well prepared before you came to EOU. Unlike some of us, like myself, when I came to EOU, I went through, and I will say it again, I really went through a serious transformation here at EOU, and that's why I really love this university and this town of La Grande. I will share my first story so you can appreciate the kind of distance we travel and the kind of cultures that are very different from yours here. Coming here to speak, it reminded me that English is my second language. Last year, I was invited to speak at 6 schools in Micronesia, specifically the state of Bombay, the capital of our country. And I spoke at the College of Micronesia as the keynote at 2 of our high schools, and I believe 3 or 4 of our primary schools. And of course, I spoke our mother tongue, speaking in Bombay. But you know, coming back here, I realized that I'm going to speak English to deliver my keynote address. And what it reminded me was a short story that I call Where You Go story. And I will tell you this short story. When I was transitioning from primary school to high school, I couldn't speak the English language very well. So I used to run into a friend who moved from New Mexico with his father to Bombay, and he lived in our village. So every time I will see him, my friend, I will say, and his name is Dave, I will say, "Hey, Dave, where you go?" And then days later, weeks later, I will meet him and I will say again, "Hey, Dave, where you go?" And then until one day he came to me, and he was probably frustrated that all I would ask him is, "Where you go?" So he finally sat me down one day and says, "Dave, what did you mean? Did you mean, where am I going? Where have I been? Where have I come from?" So that remained with me, that I needed to try harder to learn the English language at the time. I didn't really do well as a first-year student at EOU. I really struggled. I signed up for the student retreat at Wallowa Lake, where we went and sat around at the fire pit and talked about issues that are important. And when it came around for my turn, I was kind of wondering whether I could escape my turn, because I didn't know what to talk about during the student retreat discussion in Wallowa. But then the experience turned out to be a good one. I learned that in this country, in these institutions, coming together to talk about the topics that you are taking in the classes is something that's vital and important for the learning environment. And so the Walter and Pierce Library, or the Pierce Library, became a good friend of mine. I'd borrow books that were not part of my classes, and I would stay up early in the mornings until early in the mornings doing heavy-duty reading. I never read so much in my life. So during my experience here at EOU, I was taking political science classes early on from Dr. William Douglas Spear. I don't know if you remember him. He has passed, and I've kept in touch with Dr. Spear over the years during my career to come back and say hello to him in Portland. I also took writing classes from Professor David Rothgerry, and he was more like a father to the Micronesian students. Everything we would run into, all the troubles we would run into, it's the man to go and see, David Rothgerry and his family. So I'm really deeply indebted to to David Rothkerry, who's not here with us, but I had the opportunity of seeing him in Portland before I drove to La Grande. And I took philosophy courses from Professor Jeff Johnson, and environmental law from, I believe, Dr. Spear, economics classes from Dr. Lewis. And then I realized that the love of learning is what I was going through here at EOU, which I believe all of you students or graduates are experiencing or have experienced over the years. I was writing to the Pacific Daily News. That's how enthusiastic I was to get involved with politics or anything that concerns me. I wrote to the Pacific Daily News about the concerns I had about coral reef dredging, which deals with our environment. And as Tom has said, I even wrote to our president, our second president of the nation, to talk about the importance of setting aside and starting a trust fund for the financial readiness of our country. And yes, I did some other crazy things too. And I remember that, and I'm not sure if it's still being done here at the EOU, but the writing proficiency exam used to be a thing that you would have to pass as a student before you can graduate with a degree. So I was nervous, but I decided to take the class when I was a sophomore, and to my surprise, the three professors who graded my WBE exam, 2 passed it, so I passed the WBE, to my surprise. And then during my senior year, and this is a very important course, I hope that EOU is still teaching this. I took a career planning course when I was a senior, and it gave me a better perspective on the outlook on my life and made me so sure of what I wanted to do in terms of my career. And what I found that was that my interest was directed into international affairs. So in other words, I turned my passion into my profession. So those of you who are still thinking of what career choice to make as graduates or students who are still going to school here, I'd say turn your passion into your profession. EOU Cooperative Education Extension Program was a very important part of my learning. It's one that encourages students to take on internships, and mostly when I returned to my country. I went back and was a legal researcher at our Supreme Court. At one time, I was an intern as a legislative aide at the legislature. And my last internship, I went to our Department of Foreign Affairs, or the equivalent of your Department of State, except it's so much smaller, and was a Foreign Service officer. So I want to share this to all of you because EOU has transformed my life and has given me so much that I am able to do what I'm doing now as a congressman representing our population in the Federated States of Micronesia. I went and became part of the first-hand got experience in the nation-building process that our leadership and country was doing over the years. Then I was sent to Fiji at our embassy. One of our earlier foreign policies was to open an embassy in the island of Fiji so that we can integrate with the region. As before that, as a territory of the United States, we were just a territory, and we didn't have the opportunity of really interacting with our leaders and the brothers and sisters from the Pacific Island countries. And then my experience over the years in Fiji gave me the importance of really partnering with the Pacific Island countries on many important issues, some of which includes climate change, sustainable fishing, etc. My experience took me, as I was appointed as a Deputy Ambassador to the United Nations at our embassy at the United Nations. And the experience I had was incredible, because I can say that the United Nations is a madhouse, but we have to do what is called a selective engagement, because our embassies are so small and so much was happening at the United Nations. You need to partner up with the Pacific Island countries and other island countries in the Caribbean and Indian Oceans to be together on the issues that are important to the small island countries. At one point, I was speaking on behalf of over 50 countries in Geneva on the issue of climate change under the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. At one point, I was given, in diplomatic terms, what is called plenipotentiary and extraordinary powers from our president to sign Chapter 11 of the United Nations Law of the Sea Convention. And I know this is kind of getting technical, but the United Nations Law of the Sea Convention basically gave the Federated States of Micronesia the authority as a sovereign nation to claim 200 miles extending from every direction on our outermost islands, and we have about 607 islands that are scattered in the Pacific Ocean. And so we were able to measure out a territory or territorial waters that comes to about 1 million square miles of ocean. And this is very important because as you look at the United States, you have a huge land mass and it's a huge continent. And in our case, our islands are very small, but what we are is we're kind of like an aquatic continent, aquatic nation. And the resources that we have are, of course, fisheries. So fisheries brings so many millions of dollars into our treasury. And so managing, conserving fish has become one of the important issues for the Federated States of Micronesia. So I can share a lot of the experiences that I went through as an alum of EOU. But what I would say is that I can't thank EOU enough for the experience and the education that it has given me. Thank you. Thank you. You know, as I look behind us here, the La Grande Cemetery, and I know I was saying that I'm going to share short stories. During summers, when I would be working and have some leisure time, I would go sit there, and then one day I wrote a prayer poem. And it was special to me as a student because it was a motivational prayer poem that I wrote, and the poem is very short. It went like this. I just was sitting thinking, and I said, "Dear Lord, please let me mop the bathroom floors today and ratify the amendments tomorrow." Now, I didn't know why I wrote that, but you know, in our days, we were only eligible to work under work-study program, and we can't work outside of the campus. And that's why today I want to introduce a man who's amongst us right now, and his name is Stephen Tonnell, who's behind us with wife Evelyn Tonnell. He was the director of the maintenance and the facilities of EOU. And can I ask all of us, they're both 91 years old, and I'm really fortunate that they're as healthy as they are right now. Can we jointly give them a round of applause to welcome them, please? You know, and my prayer poem. I forgot about it, and I'd say 20 years later, 27 years later, when I ran the seat of Congress and I got elected, I was selected to chair the Committee on J and Go, Government and Judiciary Operations. And the committee that I chaired, everything that has to do with the laws of the Federated States of Micronesia would come through that committee. And it reminded me of my short prayer poem, which says, "Let me mop the floors today and ratify the amendments tomorrow." So I was taking a very big role in helping to approve the amendments to our laws of our nation. I know I'm coming close to using up my 20 minutes if I have not gone beyond it already. But I want to say one thing before I close out here. Going back years ago, because of my fondness of this institution, EOU, I wrote to President Dr. Fetami, did I pronounce it right? And I would write Tom in score right now to say the same thing. But I said this to President Fetami at the time. I told him that if 20 students were to be graduating from EOU with bachelor's and master's degrees, and they go out into the United States, that it is not going to be a big deal in the United States. But if you look at the 20 graduates with those degrees, for a small island nation like ours, the Federated States of Micronesia, it makes a world of difference. As I speak to you right now and I stand before you right now, I am an alum of EOU. Another member of our Congress is also an alum of EOU. The governor of our state of Pohnpei, the capital of the Federated States of Micronesia, is an EOU alum. Our lieutenant governor of our state is also an EOU alum. Our ambassador to Fiji right now is also an EOU alum. President of our development bank is an EOU alum. President and CEO of our regional Pacific Island Development Bank is an EOU alum. Many business leaders in our private sector are also EOU alum, including two brothers that are very successful in our business community. So what I will say is that EOU has substantially contributed to the growth and development of the Federated States of Micronesia. And I thank all of you for the big contribution the institution that it has over the years in the development of our human resources, which turns out to be important in the nation-building process of our country. So I know I have gone over my 20 minutes. I will conclude by saying this to all of you American citizens and our Micronesian citizens. On behalf of our Micronesian citizens and students who are here, we say to you, all of you Micronesian students and everyone who are here, graduates, faculty, and staff, we extend to you and all nations what we seek from each, and that is peace, friendship, cooperation, and love in our common humanity. Thank you for your kindness to listen to my extended remarks. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you, Tom. I said a little while ago that I'm very loyal to the institution. And now I will present to the president of the school a resolution that is adopted by our Congress, 20th Congress of the Federated States of Micronesia. And the resolution is basically expressing the appreciation of the Congress of Micronesia to Eastern Oregon University for the role the vital role it played in the development of our human resources, which are helping the growth of our nation. So Tom, can you accept this on behalf of our Congress? And this is, thank you, Tom. It is put in a custom-made mahogany built from our island state of Pone Bay. So thank you, Tom. I told you I'm very loyal to EOU. I will also present a check from the Congress of the Federated States of Micronesia, payable to the order of EOU Foundation. Should I say the amount or not? Okay. And it's a modest amount. We're a small island developing nation. It's in the amount of $10,000 to go to the EOU Foundation. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And I will finally really conclude to say I love you all. Congratulations to all of you graduates and all of you. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
On behalf of EOU, thank you, Congressman Panuelo. It is truly an honor to have been recognized by the Federated States of Micronesia in this way. I'm thankful for the partnership EOU has developed with the Federated States of Micronesia and appreciate how our partnership continues to enrich our community and region, as well as yours. And it really demonstrates the interconnectedness of our world. I just want to highlight I can't imagine giving a speech in another language. But in the mid-'80s, the Federated States of Micronesia was going from being a trust territory of the United States of America to independence. You know, we celebrate our democracy in excess of 200 years, and they have literally been developing their democracy. And as Congressman Panuelo pointed out, many EOU alum are playing a role in creating a democracy halfway around the world, and I'm just proud of that. At this time, it's my honor to introduce Ms. Bobby Connor, the Director of Temascalit Cultural Institute and Vice Chair of the EOU Board of Trustees. Vice Chair Connor will present greetings on behalf of the board.
Good morning. Niech Maitsky. I am both delighted and honored to represent the Eastern Oregon University Board of Trustees on this auspicious occasion. Your Board of Trustees was established by the state of Oregon in 2014 and is comprised of individuals throughout this region who are enthusiastic about higher education. Specifically, we are passionate about Eastern Oregon University, students, faculty, staff, and communities. We are ardent in our advocacy for this institution, and we care deeply about its success and yours. Our job is to govern the university and to help oversee all that happens here. But most importantly, we care about what happens next. Your future is what happens next. Graduates of Eastern, that lies before you. You've attended the classes, completed the assignments, passed the tests, right? Survived finals, and made it here to graduation. You are the examples of Eastern's future. You are the models of what can be accomplished. Your goals, your dreams, your realities show us what is possible. We are very proud of all of you. On behalf of Eastern Oregon University's Board of Trustees, congratulations. Enjoy the day with your families and the special people in your lives. We wish you prosperity in your future And please keep in touch with your alma mater. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Vice Chair Connor. It is with great honor I now introduce the Second Lieutenant Caitlin Newkirk, who was commissioned earlier this morning. Commissioning, like commencement, marks a significant change. This is the point at which this graduating cadet receives their military authority from the President of the United States. The Commander-in-Chief, who grants this military authority to officers to act in his place in supporting and defending the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. Second Lieutenant Caitlin Newkirk is from Burns, Oregon. In 2013, she started her college career here at Eastern Oregon University and received a scholarship for ROTC the fall of 2014. She attended Cadet Leadership Camp in the summer of 2016 at Fort Knox. She has received several commendations for leadership excellence, most notably from the American Legion Post 43 and the Sons of Union Veterans for the Civil War. Second Lieutenant Newkirk is currently under consideration for being the state of Oregon's first female armor officer. Her first assignment and duty station will be 3rd Battalion, 116th Cavalry. Second Lieutenant Newkirk is graduating with a bachelor's degree in biology and a military science minor. Leading today's commissioning ceremony is Lieutenant Colonel Dominic Kotz.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Caitlin Newkirk,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same,
and allegiance to the same,
that I take this obligation
that I take this obligation
freely
freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well
and that I will well
and faithfully discharge
and faithfully discharge
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
on which I am about to enter.
in which I'm about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
As second lieutenants receive their commission, it is traditional for them to receive their first salute as a military officer from the sergeant who has meant the most to them during their development to become an officer. In exchange, it is traditional for the officer to give the sergeant a silver dollar, a sign of respect and honor. Congratulations, Second Lieutenant Newkirk. I have to say we appreciate so much your service and dedication to our country, and we do appreciate the service of all our men and women in the armed forces. Each year, we select an outstanding graduating senior as the President's Scholar. That student is then asked to speak at graduation on behalf of the graduating class. A native of Baker City, Charlotte's path to receiving her bachelor's degree led her through public and private colleges in 3 states. However, it was at EOU that Charlotte found her passion, history. Her work ethic and enthusiasm for the discipline impressed her faculty so much so that she also earned the 2016 History Student of the Year Award. In particular, Dr. Ryan Geringer, Associate Professor of History, was very complimentary of Charlotte. In his letter of recommendation, he commented on her ability as a researcher and spoke highly of her capstone titled, a most beautiful form, genderless ideals in aesthetic, fashion, and design. Stating that her capstone was as interdisciplinary as any he has seen in his time at EOU, he noted that the results of her capstone will be of great value to Charlotte as she furthers her academic career in one of the nation's top PhD programs, which combines history, archival studies, and library science. In addition to leading study groups and tutoring at EOU, Charlotte was a service pianist at the St. Stephen's Episcopal Church and active in political organizing. She is graduating magna cum laude with a Bachelor's of Science in History. It is my pleasure to introduce Charlotte Bowers as the 2017 President's Scholar. Please join me.
Well, thank you, President Insco. I was honored and humbled to be named the recipient of this year's President's Scholar Award. I've loved my years here at Eastern Oregon University, and I can honestly look back in amazement at the ways I've changed as a student and as a human being. I've realized, upon preparing to leave here, that I actually know much less than I thought I did 2 years ago, and I'm thrilled. There's so much that I don't know yet, and how exciting. But what I do know, what I've been taught here, is how to ask questions, and questions that matter. I've had a great deal of help from family, from friends, from the incredible faculty of the history department here, and I'd like to acknowledge that there are some of you who didn't have the advantage of all those things to help you get to this day, and I applaud you for that. There are many of you for whom today is the pinnacle of a long and perhaps very difficult journey, and I'm amazed at your strength and your dedication. Congratulations to all of you. Since receiving this award, I've been forced to give a great deal of thought to who I've been and who I will be. I was recently asked to write a brief biography of myself, and I will confess that it was much more difficult than perhaps it should have been. How do you sum yourself up, past and present? How do you say positively, this is where I've been, and this is where I'm going? And how do you link the two? What does my work here have on the future, which, for me, as for many of you I can imagine, sometimes resembles a gaping void of uncertainty? But what I decided, as I tried to imagine the decades of my life to come, is that imagining the future as something vast and something distant is just profoundly unhelpful, especially if you've been asked to write the story of your life in your mid-20s. Abstracting the future, or trying to map it and mold it as if it were something distinct from the life that you're living every day, is rather like saying as a child, when I grow up, I'm going to be fill in the blank. Big dreams are worth having, absolutely. Dream enormously, imagine outrageously, but also remember to act. The future, a historian once wrote, is an infinite succession of presents, and to live as we think human beings should live, in defiance of all that is bad around us, is itself a marvelous victory. We call this a commencement, but in many ways, that's a misnomer. Naming it that might belittle what we've already begun here, our great works, our small works, our passions, our hopes, and the future that we're continually creating. We graduate today, but we are commencing in every moment. However, if you choose, the idea of commencement as a new beginning can, I believe, have great power. I should hesitate to invoke Rilke, who is more or less the patron saint of beginnings like these, full of uncertainty and potential, and a little bit of a cliché graduations. But he had a way of expressing the anxiety and the excitement of living changing lives in challenging times that still resonates powerfully. "You are so young," he wrote to a friend early in the 20th century, "and you stand before beginnings. Have patience with everything that remains unsolved in your heart. Try to love the questions themselves." If I've learned anything that's broadly applicable, and you might be surprised how much is from completing a degree in history, It's that you must let your questions guide you. Coming to conclusions first and pursuing justifications for them will only blind you and impose unnecessary limitations upon you. There will be times when we will be afraid of our own questions. There will be times when very difficult questions will be posed to us, and we will have to make hard decisions. There will be times when it will be difficult to tell what is right and what is wrong. Embrace it. Love the questions, and be willing to stand up for them, to challenge those who tell you that they have all the answers. The fact is that the knowledge that all of us, have received here at EOU is the result of centuries of human labor, and I believe that we must always work with that in mind. You could not burn with the questions that you have if it weren't for the love that your professors here and their own teachers and mentors and theirs and so on back across the years had for the questions that preceded yours. No matter what we accomplish in the decades to come, we are but the latest in a long, long line of scholars, workers, and others who are dedicated to creating the theretofore unimaginable and devoted to using it and to sharing it with the world. And what a heritage. It would be a shame and indeed a crime against those who have gone before us, to those who will work beside us, and to those who will continue our work, to say, this is mine and not yours. In that spirit, we must also insist that whatever we do, wherever we go after this, that we're creating a world in which all of those who want to can have what we are celebrating today. While reflecting upon my years as a student at EOU and writing my past and my future, I've realized that there are so many who are so much more clever than I am, who want desperately to learn, who want to have access to the tools to make their lives and their communities better, but who aren't here today because there are insurmountable barriers in their way that I didn't have to face. There were times when I couldn't take advantage of opportunities that might have opened new doors for me because sometimes being fed has to take precedence. I know that I'm not alone in this, but I also know that my struggle was not by any means the greatest that anyone here, let alone anyone who isn't here, experienced, because I started out with a certain set of advantages, and I always had a backup net. If things had gone wrong, someone would have been there to pick up the pieces, and they were. But what this has taught me is that being fed isn't enough. Merely being alive isn't enough. Everyone has the right to thrive. None of us have made it to this moment only to perpetuate a world in which starting out with material and social advantages is the number one guarantor of success and of living well in the world. I believe now, more than ever, standing before this beginning, that facilitating the right of every person to education is an essential part of respecting the dignity and the right to well-being that everyone has. So let's take what we've gotten here at EOU, our knowledge, our skills, even the seal of the university on the diploma that legitimizes the time and the labor that we've dedicated here, and put it to work, creating a world that is more just and more open. Let the future that we're creating be one in which everyone who wants to can sit beside us and add their voices to ours, so that they can ask questions that we could not have even dreamed of. Today, fortunately for all of us, is not the end of questions. It might, for many of you, be the end of exams and of quizzes and of essays, but I hope that you all are leaving this place, as I am, with a deep need to ask more, to understand more, to act with kindness toward others and in solidarity with them. Because while you can't possibly know the answers to their unknowable experiences, you know that they are your friends and they are your allies. If you believe deeply in anything, believe in each other and the power of asking questions, of listening, and of helping. The ultimate end of all of this, after all these years of classrooms, books, exams, for many of you, years of balancing school and family, of scraping by, of working against the tides, some of them personal, some of them structural or institutional, that have done their best to beat you back. The ultimate end of all of this is to make the world a better place, to increase knowledge, to decrease suffering, and to expand our understanding of one another, to break down borders and barriers, large and small, and to question why they were there in the first place, to create a society that treats all its members with equal dignity. The future might seem frightening and uncertain, but it's not so large and distant as it might sometimes seem. We can begin our future now, in this very moment, by living as we think human beings should live. You are living this place empowered to do just that, in small ways, in big ways, in subtle ways, and when the times require it, in radical ways. When I dare to be powerful, as Audre Lorde wrote, to use my strength in the service of my vision, it becomes less and less important whether I am afraid. And when I make myself of use in the service of others, whatever that may be, it is the service that matters most, not my fear of my powerful and engaging being, nor the fear that I am in some way lacking. We stand right now before beginnings. We have tools, we have voices, and we have a vision for a bright and open future. Let's work boldly and powerfully from this moment of commencement for that future. Thank you.
Thank you, Charlotte. That was extremely eloquent and a great example of the caliber of student that we're going to now celebrate and confer degrees upon. It's my pleasure to now introduce Dr. Dan Milkey, Dean of the College of Business and Education.
We now begin the conferral of degrees. Will the candidates for the degree of Master of Business Administration please rise and proceed to the platform? President Insco, the students before you have had the opportunity to complete their programs of study and are recommended by the faculty for their degrees.
Upon the recommendations of the faculty and by the authority vested in me by the Eastern Oregon University Board of Trustees, I confer upon each of you the degree of Master of Business Administration with all the responsibilities, privileges, and honors thereto pertaining. Congratulations.
Will all those receiving the Master of Business Administration degree please come forward?
Kim Hall, Master of Business Administration, Sandy.
Laura Godina, Master of Business Administration, Wilder, Idaho.
Zach Sanders, Master of Business Administration, Vancouver, Washington.
Valentine Martin, Jr., Master of Business Administration, Ponape, Federated States of Micronesia.
Eric Robert Williams, Master of Business Administration, Fife, Washington.
Sarah Elizabeth Palmer, Master of Business Administration, Ashland, Oregon. Emily Palmer, Master of Business Administration, Boise, Idaho.
Gina Lynn Soto, Master of Business Administration, Provo, Utah.
Jessalyn Rose Smith, Master of Business Administration, Boise, Idaho.
Darcy J. Crisp, Master of Business Administration, Crane.
Kevin Stephen Attila, Master of Business Administration, LeGrand.
Lauren Dutch, Master of Business Administration, France.
Catherine Josephine Smith, Master of Business Administration, Ione, Oregon.
Mindy Lee Bright, Master of Business Administration, Redmond.
Teresa Lynette Martin, Master of Business Administration, Madras, Oregon.
Joshua Rock, Master of Business Administration, LeGrand.
Ann Jones, Master of Business Administration, Gresham, Oregon.
Adina Rizwich, Master of Business Administration, Portland.
Adis Turnyanen, Master of Business Administration, Portland, Oregon.
Juan Ramirez, Master of Business Administration, Gresham.
Diana Quezada, Master of Business Administration, Los Angeles, California.
Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, and Associate of Arts degrees in the College of Business please rise and proceed to the platform? President Inscoe, the students before you have had the opportunity to complete their programs of study and are recommended by the faculty for their degrees.
Upon the recommendations of the faculty and by the authority vested in me by the Eastern Oregon University Board of Trustees, I confer upon each of you the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, and Associates of Arts, with all the responsibilities, privileges, and honors thereto pertaining. Congratulations.
Will all those receiving the baccalaureate and Associate of Arts degrees please come forward?
Christine Irene Welter, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Indio, California.
Jackson Wilbur, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Milwaukee, Oregon.
Sky Marie Foreman, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Antelope, Oregon.
Irma Solis, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, cum laude, Hermiston.
Linda Lee, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Portland, Oregon.
Crystal Lynn Loggins, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Portland.
Robbie Lee Marsh, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, cum laude, Le Grand.
Victor Saldana, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Milton Freewater.
Natalie Bianca Scotto, Bachelor of Arts in Business Administration, Hermiston, Oregon.
Joe Peters, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, SIO.
Jenna Allen, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, summa cum laude, Renton, Washington.
Shannon Luann Bohr, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, summa cum laude, Hepner.
Kelsey Curley, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, summa cum laude, Graham, Washington.
Amanda Louise Myers, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Spray.
Kimberly Ann Neville, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Hermiston, Oregon.
Emma Rose Stevens, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Twin Falls, Idaho.
Liab K. Lee, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Kaiser, Oregon.
Katie Danielle Cohn, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Brookings.
Travis Normand, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Troutdale, Oregon.
Amber Meyer, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, summa cum laude, Gresham.
Padong Vu, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, magna cum laude, Gresham, Oregon.
Kevin Miller, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Gresham.
Jennifer Oswald, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, magna cum laude, Portland, Oregon.
Katrina Williams Wynn, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Gresham.
Elaine Marie Lowell, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Colton, Oregon.
Anna Boone Myers, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, LeGrand.
Samantha Urs, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Hermiston, Oregon.
Shannon Gruenhagen, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, cum laude, Pendleton.
Haley Lowry, Associate of Arts in Elementary Education, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Bachelor of Science in Multidisciplinary Studies, Baker City.
Judith Rosas, Bachelor of Arts in Business Administration, cum laude, El Monte, California.
Jason Andrew Wright, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, cum laude, Salah, Washington.
Lindsay Wilson, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, summa cum laude, LeGrand.
Donisha Weber, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Seattle, Washington.
Rachel White, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Casa Grande, Arizona.
Morgan Babcock, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, LeGrand.
Luke William Bundren, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Cove.
Amanda Weber, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Troutdale, Oregon.
Stephanie Thompson, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, summa cum laude, Gresham.
Phelan Floriano, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, cum laude, Republic of Palau.
Robert Cole Ludwig, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Elgin.
Jack Lyman Wright, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Walla Walla, Washington.
Thad Hostat, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, LeGrand.
Sarah Thompson, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Gresham, Oregon.
Scott Thompson, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Bay City, Texas.
Taylor Smith, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, summa cum laude, Chilliwack, Washington.
Olivia Bernice Sharp, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Beaverton.
Kathleen Marie Jean Welch, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, cum laude, Marsing, Idaho.
Cassandra Tuma, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Boring.
Marlene Faree, Associate of Arts in Administrative Management, Ceres, California.
Adam James Davis, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Boise, Idaho.
Gerald Wego Bloomer Jr., Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Ontario, Oregon.
Karen Ann James Weber, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Hood River.
Suhani Patel, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Sacramento, California.
Tina Jones, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, cum laude, Portland.
Kimberly F. Newman, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Sandy, Oregon.
Tiffany Newman, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Boring.
Madison Lynn LaBerge, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Catholimet, Washington.
Carolyn Persha Willis, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Benton City, Washington.
Sarah Catherine Cushman, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Spokane Valley, Washington.
Chelsea Wagner, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Springfield.
Madison Renee Pfeiffer, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, magna cum laude, Halfway, Oregon.
Denise Hatch, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, cum laude, Bend.
Eric Jacobs, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, LeGrand.
Dallas Rich, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Athena.
Jared Jensen, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Lovelock, Nevada.
Thomas Spiesla, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, West Lynn.
Brittany Amelia Rutledge, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, cum laude, Klamath Falls, Oregon.
Angela F. Thamert, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Elgin.
Scott Jones, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, cum laude, Baker City.
Joshua Davis, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Beaverton.
Aaron Dean Hines, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Pendleton.
Gregory Robert Musil, Bachelor of Science in Fire Services Administration, Lebanon.
Matthew Alto, Bachelor of Science in Fire Services Administration, cum laude, Willamina, Oregon.
Eric Michael Kamula, Bachelor of Science in Fire Services Administration, Woodland, California.
Alexander Haven, Bachelor of Science in Fire Services Administration, St. Paul, Oregon.
Nicholas Britton, Bachelor of Science in Emergency Medical Services Administration, magna cum laude, Rochester, Washington.
Michael Boltz, Bachelor of Science in Fire Services Administration, magna cum laude, University Place, Washington.
Tanner Yarbrough, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Bachelor of Science in Art, Dallas, Oregon.
Joshua Hermans, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, magna cum laude, Gresham, Oregon.
Kevin James Metter, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Roseville, California.
Miles Stanley Lupe, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration and Communication Studies, Las Vegas, Nevada.
Brad Batista, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Stanfield.
Eddie Ramos Bautista, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Stanfield, Oregon.
Rusty Allen Golzo, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, LeGrand.
Tyron Deshawn Wedlow, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Stone Mountain, Georgia.
Austin Hills, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Portland.
John O'Neill, Bachelor of Science in Economics, Forest Grove, Oregon.
Joshua Dante Aaron Richards, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Kennewick.
Travis Jones, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Bachelor of Science in Economics, magna cum laude, Stanwood, Washington.
Adana Chevron, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Reno, Nevada.
Nicholas Creason, Bachelor of Science in Economics, LeGrand.
Go ahead. Adrian Amaskita, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Las Vegas, Nevada.
Casey Ali Gabardi, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Bachelor of Science in Economics, Buell, Idaho.
Mackenzie Marie Correa, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Hepner.
Oh boy. Keone Kaleo O Alani, Ana, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Alele, Kauai, Hawaii.
Francisco Saldana, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Milton Freewater.
Christian Thomas Peterson, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Hermiston, Oregon.
Larissa Ann Joseph, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Indian Wells, Arizona.
Francine Mendiola Santos, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Saipan, Northern Marianas Islands.
Michael Paul Derrickson, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Pendleton.
Tyson Baxter, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Fruitland, Idaho.
Andrew Ray Trent, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, cum laude, Parma, Idaho.
Melanie Gottfried, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, cum laude, Kaiser, Oregon.
Diane Hola Burnap, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, cum laude, Salem.
Wendy Jean Morehouse, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Athena, Oregon.
Will the candidates for the degree of Master of Arts in Teaching and Master of Science in Education please rise and proceed to the platform? President Insco, the students before you have had the opportunity to complete their programs of study and are recommended by the faculty for their degrees.
Upon the recommendations of the faculty and by the authority vested in me by the Eastern Oregon University Board of Trustees, I confer upon each of you the degree of Master of Arts in Teaching and the degree of Master of Science in Education with all the responsibilities, privileges, and honors thereto pertaining. Congratulations.
Will all those receiving the Master of Arts in Teaching and Master of Science in Education degrees please come forward?
Cameron Livermore, Master of Arts in Teaching, Beaver Creek.
Rebecca Hazel Howard, Master of Arts in Teaching, Beaver Creek.
Alana Marie Jones, Master of Arts in Teaching, Cove.
Christina Michelle Rowe, Master of Arts in Teaching, Kodiak, Alaska.
Mackenzie Lynn Garlock, Master of Arts in Teaching, Clascany, Oregon.
Herman J. Rosenberg Jr., Master of Arts in Teaching, Pendleton.
Tyler Connolly Keto, Master of Arts in Teaching, Brookings.
Erin Christine Soderberg, Master of Arts in Teaching, Kaufman Cove, Alaska.
Lauren Sheehy, Master of Arts in Teaching, Union.
Kimberly Chavez, Master of Arts in Teaching, Pendleton.
Amy Nicole Livingston, Master of Arts in Teaching, Baker City.
Amy Michelle Pritchard, Master of Science in Education, Mountain Home, Idaho.
PJ Michael Hurd, Master of Arts in Teaching, Burns.
Haley Yo Hill, Master of Arts in Teaching, Boise, Idaho.
Courtney Toney, Master of Arts in Teaching, Burns.
Danielle Weaver, Master of Arts in Teaching, Wallawa.
Samantha Irene Walshley, Master of Arts in Teaching, Hermiston.
Danielle Nicole Robinson, Master of Arts in Teaching, Auburn, Washington.
Heather Ann Hurt, Master of Science in Education, Nissa.
Stacy Lynn Sean, Master of Arts in Teaching, LeGrand.
Carly Valadez, Master of Arts in Teaching, Stanfield.
Molly Reed Wiseman, Master of Arts in Teaching, Christmas Valley.
Kimmy Starner, Master of Arts in Teaching, Walaba.
Cindy Rowe Grimaldo, Master of Arts in Teaching, Ontario.
Kylan Irwin, Master of Arts in Teaching, Cottage Grove.
Shane Fabian Dyer, Master of Arts in Teaching, Medford.
Trevor Scott Hancock, Master of Arts in Teaching, Pendleton.
Ashley Nicole Knight, Master of Arts in Teaching, Colville, Washington.
TJ Presley, Master of Arts in Teaching, Pendleton.
Alyssa Laramendi, Master of Arts in Teaching, Hermiston.
Stacy Isabel Martin, Master of Arts in Teaching, Adele.
Tiffany Kim Ariano, Master of Arts in Teaching, Condon.
Elizabeth Kearns, Master of Arts in Teaching, Pendleton.
Mindy Leonardson, Master of Arts in Teaching, The Dalles, Oregon.
Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science degrees in the College of Education please rise and proceed to the platform? President Insco, the students before you have had the opportunity to complete their programs of study and are recommended by the faculty for their degrees.
Upon the recommendations of the faculty and by the authority vested in me by the Eastern Oregon University Board of Trustees, I confer upon each of you the degree of Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science with all the responsibilities, privileges, and honors thereto pertaining. Congratulations.
Will all those receiving the baccalaureate degrees please come forward?
Elena Campbell, Bachelor of Science in Physical Activity and Health, Meridian, Idaho.
Madison Ostergaard, Bachelor of Science in Physical Activity and Health, cum laude, Pioneer, California.
Emily Spears, Bachelor of Science in Physical Activity and Health, cum laude, St. Helens.
Amanda Johnson, Bachelor of Science in Multidisciplinary Studies, Elementary Education, Vail.
Brenda Jo Corder, Bachelor of Science in Multidisciplinary Studies, Elementary Education, Caldwell, Idaho.
Maria de Jesus Benitez, Bachelor of Science in Multidisciplinary Studies, Elementary Education, Ontario.
Summer Dawn Sylvia, Bachelor of Science in Multidisciplinary Studies, Elementary Education, summa cum laude, Weiser, Idaho.
Christina Faye Talbot, Bachelor of Science in Multidisciplinary Studies, Elementary Education, cum laude, Fruitland, Idaho.
Patrita Garza Arianas, Bachelor of Science in Multidisciplinary Studies, Elementary Education, Hermiston.
Barbara Rourke, Bachelor of Science in Multidisciplinary Studies, Elementary Education, cum laude, Pendleton.
Danielle Weitenheimer, Bachelor of Science in Multidisciplinary Studies, Elementary Education, cum laude, Milton Freewater.
Jasmine Ornelas, Bachelor of Science in Multidisciplinary Studies, Elementary Education, cum laude, Milton Freewater.
Yolanda Maycumber, Bachelor of Science in Multidisciplinary Studies, Elementary Education, cum laude, College Place, Washington.
Hillary Rayanne Vanderpass, Bachelor of Science in Multidisciplinary Studies, Elementary Education, Cottonwood, Idaho.
Greg Aaron Jones, Bachelor of Science in Multidisciplinary Studies, Elementary Education, magna cum laude, Pendleton.
Rebecca Elizabeth Duff Hoffman, Bachelor of Science in Liberal Studies, Early Childhood Education, Warrington.
Caitlin Page Ritter, Bachelor of Science in Physical Activity and Health, magna cum laude, Carleton.
Kendall Current, Bachelor of Science in Physical Activity and Health, cum laude, Redmond.
Kevin Clark, Bachelor of Science in Physical Activity and Health, Baker City.
Hayden Gregory Albrecht, Bachelor of Science in Physical Activity and Health, LeGrand.
Amy Nicole Emerson, Bachelor of Science in Early Childhood Education, magna cum laude, Carleton.
Tan Hong, Bachelor of Science in Physical Activity and Health, cum laude, Pendleton.
Rhiannon Bowman, Bachelor of Science in Physical Activity and Health, Prairie City.
Sophia Jacqueline Jackson, Bachelor of Science in Physical Activity and Health, Cogburn.
Lauren Emily Schwalbach, Bachelor of Science in Physical Activity and Health, Coeur d'Alene, Idaho.
Tiffany Marie Ryan, Bachelor of Science in Physical Activity and Health, Clatskanie.
Bailey Lynn Shelton, Bachelor of Science in Physical Activity and Health, summa cum laude, Lostine.
Elizabeth Christina Joyce Harry, Bachelor of Science in Physical Activity and Health, cum laude, Springfield.
Lydia Marie Berkshire, Bachelor of Science in Physical Activity and Health, Springfield.
Tabitha Lynn Lasorba, Bachelor of Science in Early Childhood Education, Warrington.
Angelina Dawn Gomez, Bachelor of Science in Early Childhood Education, McCall, Idaho.
Taylor Willardinson, Bachelor of Science in Early Childhood Education, cum laude, LeGrand.
Nicole Ray Richmond, Bachelor of Science in Physical Activity and Health, Milton Freewater.
Wendy Eileen Murphy, Bachelor of Science in Early Childhood Education, cum laude, Bend.
Elizabeth Rose Fergus, Bachelor of Science in Early Childhood Education, magna cum laude, McMinnville.
Desiree Kodish, Bachelor of Science in Early Childhood Education, John Day.
Crystal Ann Wortman, Bachelor of Arts in Multidisciplinary Studies, LeGrand.
Katie Hoogstragen, Bachelor of Science in Early Childhood Education, magna cum laude, Elgin.
Angela Buchanan, Bachelor of Science in Early Childhood Education, cum laude, White Salmon, Washington.
Elizabeth N. Hoffman, Bachelor of Science in Early Childhood Education, magna cum laude, Pendleton.
Christopher Black, Bachelor of Science in Physical Activity and Health, Anchorage, Alaska.
Kelly C. Dewey, Bachelor of Science in Multidisciplinary Studies, Hermiston.
Ashley Noel Barclay, Bachelor of Science in Multidisciplinary Studies, Elementary Education, Kaiser.
Kimberly Stratton, Bachelor of Science in Multidisciplinary Studies, Elementary Education, cum laude, LeGrand.
Deidre Nitz, Bachelor of Science in Multidisciplinary Studies, Elementary Education, Pendleton.
Katie Jo Johnson, Bachelor of Science in Multidisciplinary Studies, Elementary Education, summa cum laude, Grandview, Idaho.
Lane Victor Zacharias, Bachelor of Science in Multidisciplinary Studies, Elementary Education, Baker City.
Sarah Mackenzie Dyer, Bachelor of Science in Multidisciplinary Studies, Elementary Education, summa cum laude, Dallas.
Ali Nicole Panovich, Bachelor of Science in Multidisciplinary Studies, cum laude, Battle Mountain, Nevada.
Allison K. Ferdig, Bachelor of Science in Multidisciplinary Studies, cum laude, Baker City.
Kylie Hargett, Bachelor of Science in Multidisciplinary Studies, Fernley, Nevada.
Allie Jordan Abrego, Bachelor of Science in Multidisciplinary Studies, North Powder.
Ryan Fassler, Bachelor of Science in Multidisciplinary Studies, Prosser, Washington.
Peyton Parrish, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Bachelor of Science in Physical Activity and Health, magna cum laude, Grandview, Washington.
Ricky Michelle Studite, Bachelor of Science in Physical Activity and Health, Parma, Idaho.
Darian Gassling, Bachelor of Science in Physical Activity and Health, Wapato, Washington.
Ozzy Martinez, Bachelor of Science in Physical Activity and Health, Wapato, Washington.
Jordan Lamont Hillemick, Bachelor of Science in Physical Activity and Health, Pendleton.
Elizabeth Ayers, Bachelor of Science in Physical Activity and Health, cum laude, Staten.
Patty Dreer, Bachelor of Science in Multidisciplinary Studies, Elementary Education, LeGrand.
Kylie Emery, Bachelor of Science in Multidisciplinary Studies, Elementary Education, Dexter.
Megan Sullivan, Bachelor of Science in Multidisciplinary Studies, Elementary Education, Grangeville, Idaho.
Madison Elliott, Bachelor of Science in Multidisciplinary Studies, Elementary Education, cum laude, LeGrand.
Danica McIntosh, Bachelor of Science in Multidisciplinary Studies, Elementary Education, cum laude, Imbler.
Amber Elizabeth Fiorito, Bachelor of Science in Multidisciplinary Studies, Elementary Education, Union.
Brittany Marie Smith, Bachelor of Science in Multidisciplinary Studies, Elementary Education, Hermiston.
Mizan Dumse, Bachelor of Science in Early Childhood Education, Seattle, Washington.
Beatrice Bonner, Bachelor of Science in Multidisciplinary Studies, Elementary Education, Savannah, Georgia.
Carly Nutt, Bachelor of Science in Multidisciplinary Studies, Payette, Idaho.
Alexi Malmadal, Bachelor of Science in Multidisciplinary Studies, St. Helens.
Cody Lawrence, Bachelor of Science in Physical Activity and Health, LeGrand.
Caleb Matthew Wynn, Bachelor of Science in Multidisciplinary Studies, Elementary Education, cum laude, Imbler.
Paige Jordan Long, Bachelor of Science in Multidisciplinary Studies, Elementary Education, Hermiston.
Haley Segibo, Bachelor of Science in Multidisciplinary Studies, Elementary Education, Mililani, Hawaii.
Michaela Luttrell, Bachelor of Science in Multidisciplinary Studies, Elementary Education, magna cum laude, John Day.
Justin Kerner, Bachelor of Science in Multidisciplinary Studies, Payette, Idaho.
Samantha Sutherland, Bachelor of Science in Physical Activity and Health, Bandon.
Peyton Lynn Babb, Bachelor of Science in Physical Activity and Health, cum laude. Cuspe.
Shanera Touch, Bachelor of Arts in Multidisciplinary Studies, Elementary Education, cum laude, Portland.
Krista Sutherland, Bachelor of Science in Multidisciplinary Studies, Elementary Education, cum laude, Oregon City.
Crystal Kitchen, Bachelor of Science in Multidisciplinary Studies, Elementary Education, magna cum laude, Sandy.
Kayla Gestrin, Bachelor of Science in Multidisciplinary Studies, Elementary Education, summa cum laude, Happy Valley.
Katie Barker, Bachelor of Science in Multidisciplinary Studies, Elementary Education, magna cum laude, San Diego, California.
Tyler Sherwood, Bachelor of Science in Multidisciplinary Studies, Elementary Education, cum laude, Gresham.
Caitlin Schaff, Bachelor of Science in Multidisciplinary Studies, Elementary Education, cum laude, Gresham.
Heather Starks, Bachelor of Science in Multidisciplinary Studies, Elementary Education, Portland.
Emily Trocino, Bachelor of Science in Multidisciplinary Studies, Elementary Education, summa cum laude, Gresham.
Jessica Carter, Bachelor of Arts in Multidisciplinary Studies, Elementary Education, magna cum laude, Vancouver, Washington.
It is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Carla Hagan, Campus Associate Dean, Oregon Health and Science University School of Nursing at Eastern Oregon University.
Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Nursing please rise and proceed to the platform? Presidents Insco, on behalf of the faculties of the Oregon Health and Science University and Eastern Oregon University, the students before you have had the opportunity to complete their programs of study and are recommended by the faculty for their degrees.
Upon the recommendation of the faculty and by the authority vested in me by the Eastern Oregon University Board of Trustees, I confer upon you the degree of Master in Science in Nursing and Bachelor of Science in Nursing with all the responsibilities, privileges, and honors thereto pertaining. Congratulations.
Will all those receiving the Bachelor of Science degrees please come forward? Jessica Barker, Bachelor of Science in Nursing, La Grande, Oregon. Sandy Christine Rock, Bachelor of Science in Nursing, La Grande, Oregon. Libby V. Walker, Bachelor of Science in Nursing, cum laude, La Grande, Oregon. Amanda Ann Bowman, Bachelor of Science in Nursing, La Grande, Oregon. Jacqueline D. Adams, Bachelor of Science in Nursing, Baker City, Oregon. April Adamson, Bachelor of Science in Nursing, magna cum laude, Kimberly, Idaho. Shannon Lawson White, Bachelor of Science in Nursing, magna cum laude, Grandview, Idaho. Jessica Joy Dombeck, Bachelor of Science in Nursing, magna cum laude, Joseph, Oregon. Katie Ann Murphy, Bachelor of Science in Nursing, summa cum laude, Portland, Oregon. Brianna Marie Cram, Bachelor of Science in Nursing, magna cum laude, Boise, Idaho. Emily K. Smith, Bachelor of Science in Nursing, summa cum laude, Baker City, Oregon. Yangfei Zhang, Bachelor of Science in Nursing, Huyan, China. Isela Jaime Garcia, Bachelor of Science in Nursing, cum laude, Umatilla, Oregon. Monica Lemus, Bachelor of Science in Nursing, Umatilla, Oregon. Alejandra Chong, Bachelor of Science in Nursing, Bachelor of Science in Psychology, Anaheim, California. Nicole Webb, Bachelor of Science in Nursing, Union, Oregon. Terry Lee Smith, Bachelor of Science in Nursing, magna cum laude, La Grande, Oregon. Kayla Marie Hall, Bachelor of Science in Nursing, magna cum laude, Jacksonville, Oregon.
To introduce Dr. Patricia Kennedy, Interim Director of OSU Agriculture and Natural Resources Program, and Dr. Penny Diebel, Assistant Dean of the OSU College of Agricultural Sciences.
Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in the Oregon State University, Eastern Oregon University Agriculture and Natural Resource Program please rise and proceed to the platform? President Inscoe, on behalf of the faculties of Oregon State University and Eastern Oregon University, the students before you have had the opportunity to complete their programs of study and are recommended by the faculty for their degrees.
Upon the recommendation of the faculty and by the authority vested in me by the Eastern Oregon University Board of Trustees, I confer upon each of you the degree of Bachelor of Science with all the responsibilities, privileges, and honors thereto pertaining. Congratulations.
Will all those receiving the Bachelor of Science degree please come forward? A.J. Fangman, Bachelor of Science in Agricultural Sciences, Pasco, Washington. Keely Kirby, Bachelor of Science in Agricultural Sciences, Kennewick, Washington. Miranda McFetridge, Bachelor of Science in Agricultural Sciences, Enterprise, Oregon. Marcelle Ann Ortiz, Bachelor of Science in Crop and Soil Science, Scio, Oregon. Luke Ritter, Bachelor of Science in Rangeland Sciences, magna cum laude, La Grande, Oregon. Niall Polycarp, Bachelor of Science in Agricultural Sciences, Bachelor of Science in Crop and Soil Sciences, magna cum laude, Republic of Palau. Lacey Uzabel, Bachelor of Science in Agricultural Sciences, Marsing, Idaho. Paris Joy Smith, Bachelor of Science in Agricultural Sciences, Sutherland, Oregon. Marissa Nicole Siders, Bachelor of Science in Agricultural Sciences, Harper, Oregon. Brady Dalton Sharp, Bachelor of Science in Crop and Soil Science, summa cum laude, Vail, Oregon. Treve Moffitt, Bachelor of Science in Agricultural Sciences, Echo, Oregon. Grayson Byers, Bachelor of Science in Agricultural Sciences, The Dalles, Oregon. Olivia Marie Morton, Bachelor of Science in Agricultural Sciences, Adrian, Oregon. Tess E. Hamby, Bachelor of Science in Agricultural Sciences, Pilot Rock, Oregon. Kelsey Derry, Bachelor of Science in Crop and Soil Science, Malin, Oregon. Delaney Marie Summers, Bachelor of Science in Agricultural Sciences, Bachelor of Science in Crop and Soil Sciences, Bend, Oregon. Hannah Ray Mears, Bachelor of Science in Crop and Soil Science, Mount Hood, Oregon. Raina Christine Draper, Bachelor of Science in Agricultural Sciences, Hood River, Oregon. Paige Mackenzie Landon, Bachelor of Science in Agricultural Sciences, Crane, Oregon. Marissa Elizabeth Mode, Bachelor of Science in Rangeland Sciences, Bachelor of Science in Agricultural Sciences, Wilhelmina, Oregon. Krista Lee Seitz, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Bachelor of Science in Agricultural Sciences, Merrill, Oregon. Wyatt Christopher Lee, Bachelor of Science in Agricultural Sciences, Baker City. Joshua Whitman, Bachelor of Science in Agricultural Sciences, John Day, Oregon. Devin Douglas Felton, Bachelor of Science in Rangeland Sciences, Boise, Idaho. Colby Halowitz, Bachelor of Science in Rangeland Sciences, Pendleton, Oregon. Mitchell Steffler, Bachelor of Science in Natural Resources, Rainier, Oregon. Lane J. McDonald, Bachelor of Science in Rangeland Sciences, Madras, Oregon. Dexter Lloyd Cummings, Bachelor of Science in Agricultural Sciences, Carson City, Nevada.
It's now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Regina Brocker, Dean, College of Arts and Sciences.
We now begin the conferral of degrees. Will the candidates for the degree of Master of Fine Arts please rise and proceed to the platform? President Insko, the students before you have had the opportunity to complete their programs of study and are recommended by the faculty for their degrees.
Upon the recommendations of the faculty and by the authority vested in me by the Eastern Oregon University Board of Trustees, I confer upon each of you the degree of Master of Fine Arts with all the responsibilities, privileges, and honors thereto pertaining. Congratulations.
Will all those receiving the Master of Fine Arts degree please come forward?
Beverly Carol Reed, Master of Fine Arts, Lewiston, Idaho.
Aaron S. Byers, Master of Fine Arts, Hermiston, Oregon.
Susan K. Uberhür Anderson, Master of Fine Arts, Sutherland, Oregon.
Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, and Bachelor of Music in the College of Arts and Sciences please rise and proceed to the platform? President Insko, the students before you have had the opportunity to complete their programs of study and are recommended by the faculty for their degrees.
Upon the recommendation of the faculty and by the authority vested in me by the Eastern Oregon University Board of Trustees, I confer upon each of you the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, and Bachelor of Music, with all the responsibilities, privileges, and honors thereto pertaining. Congratulations.
Will all those receiving the baccalaureate degrees please come forward?
Charlotte Bowers, Bachelor of Science in History, magna cum laude, Baker City.
Jace Chandler, Bachelor of Science in Integrative Studies, Imbler.
Alfredo Lara, Bachelor of Science in Psychology, Salem, Oregon.
Veronica Arnold, Bachelor of Science in Integrative Studies, Las Vegas, Nevada.
Derek Campbell, Bachelor of Science in Psychology, LeGrand.
Jennifer Peters, Bachelor of Science in Psychology, Nampa, Idaho.
Cheyenne Autumn Johnson, Bachelor of Science in Art and Psychology, cum laude, LeGrand.
Jessica James Coles, Bachelor of Science in Psychology, LeGrand.
Kaylin Odman, Bachelor of Science in Psychology, Milton Freewater.
Kathleen McCall, Bachelor of Arts in Anthropology, Sociology, cum laude, LeGrand.
Jamie Landa, Bachelor of Science in Anthropology, Sociology, cum laude, Cove.
Karen Elsay Miller, Bachelor of Science in Liberal Studies, cum laude, Lapine, Oregon.
Jolene Ball, Bachelor of Science in Anthropology, Sociology, LeGrand.
Jennifer June Henderer, Bachelor of Arts in Anthropology, Sociology, cum laude, Oregon, Oregon.
Fabiola Huazano Orozca, Bachelor of Science in Psychology, Anaheim, California.
Joseph Grosjak, Bachelor of Science in Integrative Studies, Pilot Rock, Oregon.
Alyssa Christina Bakken, Bachelor of Science in Psychology, Grants Pass, Oregon.
Natalia Garrison, Bachelor of Science in Psychology, LeGrand.
Christina Wakian, Bachelor of Science in Psychology, Medford.
Leah Harris, Bachelor of Science in Psychology, Forks, Washington.
Christine Dawn Hildebrandt, Bachelor of Science in Liberal Studies, Jefferson, Oregon.
Daryl Ann Powell, Bachelor of Science in Biology, cum laude, Dayville, Oregon.
Marie Adele Gaylord, Bachelor of Science in Biology, cum laude, Fortuna, California.
Caitlin Newkirk, Bachelor of Science in Biology, Burns, Oregon.
Amanda Jo Looney, Bachelor of Science in Psychology, Hines, Oregon.
Whitney Craigmile, Bachelor of Science in Anthropology, Sociology, Prineville, Oregon.
Leanne Eaton, Bachelor of Science in Integrative Studies, Burns.
Jordan Rapecki Sewell, Bachelor of Science in Integrative Studies, Saipan, Northern Marianas Islands.
Clayton Stevens, Bachelor of Arts in Psychology, cum laude, Chandler, Arizona.
Peyton Meisner, Bachelor of Science in Psychology, Bachelor of Science in Multidisciplinary Studies, Vancouver, Washington.
Trampus Waite, Bachelor of Science in History, Ontario, Oregon.
Jessica Parker, Bachelor of Science in Psychology, summa cum laude, Boise, Idaho.
Josephine Lemire, Bachelor of Science in Psychology, Olympia, Washington.
Brennan Dean Evans, Bachelor of Science in Integrative Studies, Wallowa, Oregon.
Johnny D. Fulfer, Bachelor of Science in Economics, Bachelor of Science in History, cum laude, LeGrand.
Patricia Lynn Lauer, Bachelor of Science in Integrative Studies, Milwaukee, Oregon.
Tyler Deskins, Bachelor of Science in Psychology, Black Diamond, Washington.
Gabrielle Marie Stringfellow, Bachelor of Science in Media Arts and Communication, Kent, Washington.
Amanda Lynn Warren, Bachelor of Science in Mathematics, cum laude, Baker City.
Raylene C. McGuire, Bachelor of Arts in English Writing, summa cum laude, Warrenton, Oregon.
Tracy Blystone, Bachelor of Science in Liberal Studies, Vancouver, Washington.
Shiloh Simrell, Bachelor of Arts in Biology, Pendleton.
Derek Carson, Bachelor of Science in Biology, Athena, Oregon.
Abby Pearson, Bachelor of Science in Integrative Studies, cum laude, Hermiston, Oregon.
Dylan Hartley, Bachelor of Science in English Writing, Bachelor of Science in Multidisciplinary Studies, Benton, Illinois.
Jeremiah Woods, Bachelor of Science in Biology, cum laude, Boring, Oregon.
Daniel Powell, Bachelor of Science in Integrative Studies, Vancouver, Washington.
Joseph Vance, Bachelor of Science in Integrative Studies, Vancouver, Washington.
Austin Strock, Bachelor of Science in English Writing, Yakima, Washington.
Anthony Brown, Bachelor of Science in History, Spokane, Washington.
Brian McGriff, Bachelor of Science in Integrative Studies, Las Vegas, Nevada.
Crystal Ann Mitchell, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry, Pendleton.
Erin Elizabeth Elms, Bachelor of Science in Biology, cum laude, Baker City.
Caitlin Barton, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry, Hermiston, Oregon.
Rochelle Elise Chamberlain, Bachelor of Science in Biology, magna cum laude, Challis, Idaho.
Catherine Hood, Bachelor of Science in Biology, cum laude, Buckley, Washington.
Annie Kaylin Conrad, Bachelor of Science in Biology, cum laude, Boise, Idaho.
Allison Jordan, Bachelor of Science in Chemistry, Biochemistry, magna cum laude, Liberty Lake, Washington.
Presley Nason, Bachelor of Science in Anthropology Sociology, magna cum laude, Los Angeles, California.
Rachel Rowley, magna cum laude, Anchorage, Alaska.
Nick Mask, Bachelor of Science in Biology, Baker City.
Evan Rummerfield, Bachelor of Arts in English Writing, summa cum laude, Kaiser, Oregon.
Michelle Maricini, Bachelor of Science in Integrative Studies, Homestead, Florida.
Tylo Coleflesh, Bachelor of Science in Psychology, magna cum laude, Hayburn, Idaho.
Michaela Brianne Lindberg, Bachelor of Science in Communication Studies, Prineville, Oregon.
Deacon Starr, Bachelor of Science in Communication Studies, Vancouver, Washington.
Michael Arenas, Bachelor of Science in Psychology, Winnemucca, Nevada.
Andre Brembry II, Bachelor of Science in Media Arts and Communication, Los Angeles, California.
Melanie Lynn Bevins, Bachelor of Science in Liberal Studies, magna cum laude, Kaiser, Oregon.
Rena Allen Tuttle, Bachelor of Science in Integrative Studies, summa cum laude, West Lynn, Oregon.
Will Thomas Zink, Bachelor of Science in Media Arts and Communication, Ty Valley, Oregon.
Cassie Lynn Stafford, Bachelor of Science in Liberal Studies, cum laude, Weiser, Idaho.
Elizabeth Udall Thompson, Bachelor of Science in Communication Studies, Carson, Washington.
Amy Nation, Bachelor of Science in Psychology, cum laude, Condon, Oregon.
Rosemary Ann Kinch, Bachelor of Science in English Writing, magna cum laude, Charlotte, North Carolina.
Lisa Marie Collier, Bachelor of Science in Integrative Studies, Joseph, Oregon.
Michael W. Markle, Bachelor of Science in Liberal Studies, Organizational Psychology, Pendleton.
Upa Shakya, Bachelor of Science in Integrative Studies, Hermiston, Oregon.
Teresa Sepulveda, Bachelor of Science in Psychology, cum laude, Buena Park, California.
Tawny McCammon, Bachelor of Science in Liberal Studies, cum laude, Salem, Oregon.
Dana Mae Slater, Bachelor of Science in Integrative Studies, cum laude, Roseburg, Oregon.
Tara Pallas, Bachelor of Science in Anthropology, Sociology, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Matthew J. Muratok, Bachelor of Science in Philosophy, Politics, and Economics, Alpena, Michigan, Chuuk, Micronesia.
Cole Warnock, Bachelor of Science in Biology, Joseph, Oregon.
Brittany Hall, Bachelor of Science in Mathematics, magna cum laude, Milton Freewater.
Ryan Blanchard, Bachelor of Science in Mathematics, Roseburg, Oregon.
Miko James Murphy, Bachelor of Science in Mathematics, LeGrand.
Michael Luttrell, Bachelor of Science in Mathematics, cum laude, John Day, Oregon.
Johannes Hogstraten, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry, Hermiston.
Michaela Nitz, Bachelor of Science in Theater Arts and Music, Pendleton.
Joshua Daniel Byers, Bachelor of Science in Theater Arts, Meridian, Idaho.
Ryan Townsend, Bachelor of Science in English Writing, Pendleton.
Kyra Reddington, Bachelor of Arts in English Writing, cum laude, Athena, Oregon.
Sarah Henry, Bachelor of Arts in English Writing, cum laude, LeGrand.
Donna Jean Crossman Darling, Bachelor of Science in Integrative Studies, magna cum laude, Portland, Oregon.
Kiri A. Weaver, Bachelor of Science in Anthropology, Sociology, Wallowa, Oregon.
Yvonne Gongora, Bachelor of Science in Liberal Studies, Estacada, Oregon.
Michael Allen Coiner, Bachelor of Arts in English Writing, Portland, Oregon.
Sayer Bartlett, Bachelor of Science in Computer Science, cum laude, LeGrand.
Taylor Roten, Bachelor of Science in Computer Science, Avondale, Arizona.
Tyler Hardwick, Bachelor of Science in Computer Science, LeGrand.
Alexis Spence, Bachelor of Science in Communication Studies, San Luis Obispo, California.
Lily Marie Smith, Bachelor of Science in Liberal Studies, Corvallis, Oregon.
Clarissa Rickles, Bachelor of Science in Liberal Studies, Reedsport, Oregon.
Jessica Williams, Bachelor of Science in Liberal Studies, LeGrand.
Breon Burrell, Bachelor of Science in Liberal Studies, Portland, Oregon.
Katie Weber, Bachelor of Science in Integrative Studies, Salem, Oregon.
Laura Weber, Bachelor of Science in Anthropology, Sociology, Kaiser, Oregon.
Seth Brian Glosson, Bachelor of Science in Anthropology, Sociology, Prosser, Washington.
Ricky Ann Griffin, Bachelor of Science in Anthropology, Sociology, cum laude, Imbler.
Jacqueline Juarez Alvarez, Bachelor of Science in Anthropology, Sociology, cum laude, Ione, Oregon.
Jesus Contreras, Bachelor of Arts in Anthropology, Sociology, Hermiston, Oregon.
Yesenia Madera, Bachelor of Science in Anthropology, Sociology, Hermiston.
Dylan Pre Bones, Bachelor of Science in Anthropology, Sociology, Fruitland, Idaho.
Julie Gulliford, Bachelor of Science in Anthropology, Sociology, Bachelor of Science in Theater Arts, Molalla, Oregon.
Kelsey Hafen, Bachelor of Music, cum laude, Caldwell, Idaho.
Alexa May Shoemaker, Bachelor of Science in Communication Studies, summa cum laude, Fruitland, Idaho.
Samuel Allen Bilyeu, Bachelor of Science in Media Arts and Communication, Gresham, Oregon.
Lydia Florence Anderson, Bachelor of Science in Anthropology, Sociology, magna cum laude, Baker City.
Jasmine N. Dixon, Bachelor of Science in Anthropology, Sociology, Ione, Oregon.
Ryan Daniel Carvalho, Bachelor of Science in Anthropology, Sociology, Hermiston.
Frederick Wallace, Bachelor of Science in Liberal Studies, cum laude, Salem, Oregon.
Katrina M. Page, Bachelor of Science in Liberal Studies, John Day, Oregon.
Tonia Ray, Bachelor of Science in Liberal Studies, LeGrand.
Soko Alvarez, Bachelor of Science in Psychology, Hermiston.
Nareda Navarro, Bachelor of Arts in Integrative Studies, Boardman, Oregon.
Alondra Esquivel, Bachelor of Science in Anthropology, Sociology, summa cum laude, Medford, Oregon.
Sidronio Rangel Vital, Bachelor of Arts in Integrative Studies, magna cum laude, Fruitland, Idaho.
Freddie Rodriguez, Bachelor of Science in Integrative Studies, Wapato, Washington.
Francisco Arroyo, Bachelor of Science in Anthropology, Sociology, Yakima, Washington.
Cristian Anguiano, Bachelor of Arts in Anthropology, Sociology, Burley, Idaho.
Louis W. Whiting, Bachelor of Science in Anthropology, Sociology, Crane, Oregon.
Austin Saunders, Bachelor of Science in Anthropology, Sociology, Bachelor of Science in History, LeGrand.
Mariah Strobeck Winery, Bachelor of Science in English Writing, Ontario, Oregon.
Sydney Nelson, Bachelor of Science in Mathematics, cum laude, Spokane, Washington.
Crystal Jewel Rainwater, Bachelor of Science in Art, cum laude, Richland, Oregon.
Jasmine Brookshire, Bachelor of Science in Art and History, LeGrand.
Samuel DeVore, Bachelor of Science in History, Cove.
Rachel Bach, Bachelor of Science in History, cum laude, Salem, Oregon.
Mitchell Harris Baker, Bachelor of Science in History, Milton Freewater, Oregon.
Taylor Nelson, Bachelor of Science in History, Manhattan Beach, California.
Jacob Gunnels, Bachelor of Science in Art, Pendleton.
Sarah Anderson, Bachelor of Science in Art, LeGrand.
Angela Bonner, Bachelor of Science in Biology, Savannah, Georgia.
Jules Barajas, Bachelor of Science in Communication Studies, Scotts Valley, California.
Zoe Nicole Mathias, Bachelor of Science in Biology, magna cum laude, Lostine, Oregon.
Jessica Sue Moore, Bachelor of Science in Biology, Silverton, Oregon.
Donovan Spikerman, Bachelor of Science in Chemistry, Baker City.
Brian Mandela, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry, cum laude, Cody, Wyoming.
Congratulations. Graduates, would you please rise? You may now move your tassels from right to left. Will those of you that aren't standing, please rise for the singing of the alma mater led by Kelsey Hafen. Kelsey hails from Caldwell, Idaho, and is graduating with a Bachelor's of Music.
Eastern Oregon, pride of the blue and gold, we stand before your majesty with friends both new and old. You shine upon the hillside, a beacon where'er we roam. Forever in our hearts and minds, your mountains call us home. Hail, mountaineers, we sing to thee. Our voices rise in harmony. Send forth a cheer from east to west of loyal truth and truth's request. In your unfading beauty, we seek to keep you strong. We praise these halls of learning, our Eastern Oregon.
Thank you, Kelsey. Again, I want to congratulate all of our graduates and their families. Thank you for choosing EOU. We are proud to call you EOU alumni. Now please remain standing as the faculty lead the graduates recessional.